Hello. Well, I expect if you're listening to this, then Poppy has left the building. As in, the experience that is called Poppy, this being that is talking to you, is no longer in this reality and has gone, hopefully, home. Home to the source rather than to a specific physical place. Out of this realm and into another one. Hopefully. This is a very unusual thing to be doing, isn't it? Why am I doing it? Because I'm a self-indulgent git? Because I just like talking to you? Because I just like splurging every little bit about myself? No, I'm doing it because there's literally nobody else to tell you that I've gone, and you will may be wondering, at least a few of you will be wondering what happened, because there'll be no one to tell you. I've got no next of kin. I've got nobody left that knows me well enough to even write me a eulogy. I don't have anybody left that could inform the world, so I will just disappear. The videos will stop. There'll be no announcements anywhere, and you'll just think I buggered off. Didn't care, and that's not true. I care very much. That's why I'm doing this, which is a very unorthodox and very difficult thing to do, because I'm talking sort of posthumously, imagining that you're listening to me when I'm no longer here. And this is all very scary for me, and very disturbing, and very lonely, and I don't want this to turn into a great big wallow or sort of cry for help or pity or anything, because it isn't. It's just a statement of fact. I could not bear being in this world anymore, and I had to go. And going, I am very fearful about, because I'm not going to go into it here. I don't want this video to be taken down because I'm mentioning certain words. I'm certainly not encouraging anybody to do anything of the ilk that I might be doing, but when things get too much, and there isn't going, it's not what's that phrase that they come out with, a permanent solution to a temporary problem. This isn't a temporary problem. This problem is not going to change. I am now here on my own in a place that I can't get out of, that drains the life out of me. And everybody that I love has gone. There is nobody left that knows me well enough to even do this. And that's pretty unbearable. So I have to do something about it, because I cannot bear it anymore. I just can't. So yeah, I feel like I've been circling the metaphorical drain for quite a long time. But Gary kind of stepped in to help me, and was helping me, and we would by now have been nearly out of this situation had he not have passed away nearly 2 months ago. And yeah, since then I have just been bereft, broken, unfixable. I was just rereading a book about Billy Mackenzie, who, if you don't know who Billy Mackenzie was, I suggest you check him out, because he had one of the most extraordinary voices of any singer ever. And people noticed at the end, towards the end of his life, when he was not doing too well, that he had an intangible emptiness about him. And I feel that's what I've got about me. There is just nothing, there's nothing in me anymore. It's all gone. I've given it all out. There's nothing coming in, and not much hope of anything coming in. I think I've done everything that I came here to do. And what I came here to do wasn't that much, actually, because I don't think my body of work has been very impressive. I can blame that on various things. I'm just not very good at dealing with life at all. I came into this world not very well equipped to manage this world. It's been very hard for me being in this world, and my physical aspect of poppiness has been very rickety for a very long time. which hasn't helped. But I don't like to make excuses because, you know, I don't dwell on physical problems. I think I've said this in other videos. I do not want to become a feverish clod of ailments. I just get on with pain. Pain, physical pain, is not why I am leaving the building, as it were. I can deal with any amount of that. It's the emotional pain, the spiritual pain. Forget the mental pain. It's nothing to do with my brain at all. I am completely rational and of sound mind. I mean, I wish I wasn't, in a way. I wish I could just kind of go mad and not know what was going on. But unfortunately, I am completely compos mentis and aware of every painful, emotionally painful moment, because I believe that I am a want of a better word, a spiritual and eternal essence having an experience called Poppy, or I was. Maybe I'm not anymore, eh? And I don't think it's anything to do with my brain whatsoever. I think that's just the people who believe that we're just a body, and when we die we cease to exist. Now maybe that's true. I can't let you know whether that's true or not, but my experiences throughout my life tell me that that is not the case, and that there are other worlds than this. There are many other levels of existence to this than this, and to think that there aren't is rather blinkered, because we can see, while we're in this physical realm, we can see so little. We can the amount of visible light we can see is just like, it's so negligible compared to what actually is that we can't see. And I'm an experiential person. I go completely on what has happened to me, and I analyse it and I research around it, and I come to conclusions based upon experiences. And I think that there is something other than this physical realm. But I'm not, you know, I haven't made a bet on that somebody can collect on when I'm dead. Not that there's anybody that could collect on it when I'm dead, but, you know, I haven't done that. So I am hoping there will be more worlds than this, and that I am going somewhere that I would call home, the place that I came from, the place that I return to, even if it's just a case of I was a wave rising out of the eternal ocean and now I'm going back into it. But I won't be here suffering on my own this terrible loneliness and sadness and loss and grief. And I know that grief passes, but when you have lost so much, you have lost your parents, your best friend, couple of best friends, and your soulmate, and you are stuck, physically stuck, because there's nobody to help you. I've kind of come to a dead end, you know. It's like, well, yeah, I can keep bashing my head against this ad infinitum, but, you know, the pain, the torment, it's actually tormenting me. My work is not giving me any solace anymore. I can't gain any inspiration because of where I am stuck. There is nobody to support me. I have gone through this entire bereavement on my own, losing Gary, my soulmate. It's just going nowhere, really. And I think you have to just think, well, I have the right to end this. I am a sovereign being, and I can say, it's a choice. I can just say, well, enough now. I've done enough now. I can't do any more. I'm sorry. And yeah, you could say, well, who knows what's around the corner? You just stick around a bit longer. But I did that when my parents died. I've been here for 4 years. And if Gary hadn't come back into my life as strongly as he did to help me, then I would have gone before that, because nothing will change. No one's going to come knocking at my door. They just don't. They just really don't. This is sounding a bit kind of like, oh, I'm feeling sorry for myself. It's just facts. To me, this is just facts. And to you, it might be, well, you know, you could have done something about it. Do you think I didn't try? This is me. I hope you have some respect for me and what I have shared with you, my ethos. I tried so hard. I would go out. I would force myself to go out every day here at the beginning, even when I was very fragile, when I was in pain, which is pretty much all the time. But I would force myself to go out, and I would come back in tears every time. It made me feel worse, because it would drain me rather than sustaining me, rather than giving me something. And I could apply the everyday enchantment ethos all I liked. I could look for all the beauty I could find, but it was not enough here. I had lived in some of the most beautiful places that filled my soul, for want of a better word, with inspiration and joy, and just fired me up. And suddenly I was back in the place where I grew up, which I'd left when I was 18 or 19 years old, because I couldn't stand it then. It's just, we are completely incompatible, me and this place. Places have an energy, places have a feeling, places have a collective, whatever it is, and me and it just do not get on at all. I just felt like a ghost floating around the same streets I'd floated around when I was a very unhappy teenager, with absolutely nothing that gave me anything, you know. It was taking it all out of me. So I tried, and if I went outside and did it again, the same thing would happen. And then I tried to get away from here on my own, you know. I would force myself to make train journeys and bus journeys and things, and I can't even sit on a chair. I can't even sit on a chair in a house or in a restaurant or anywhere. So any journey is pain, incredible pain. And I would force myself to do this, to go and look at places that I could move to that were not that far away, but that were more green, that were more sustaining than this place. And I could not do it on my own. I could not do it. It was too difficult. It was too difficult. It was only with Gary's help that I was able to make them start to put that into process, so we could get me out of here. He knew that it was desperate, and he was going to get me out of here. And he would have done, but he couldn't, because he was taken. He slipped away, which I'm quite cross about. You know, it's like, well, could have taken me with you. Anyway, so here I am doing this rather surreal thing, because, you know, here I'm not, I suppose. Oh dear. Yeah, let me just put this to you, okay? So just imagine this, you know, that whole empathy thing that I've been banging on about for all my videos for ages. You know, just imagine this, okay? You are left alone. Just one day you wake up and this is how it is. You're left alone in a place you can't stand, that drains the very life out of you, that you really, really find abhorrent. And you have no next of kin. You have nobody that really knows who you are. You've lost your entire family. You've lost your best friends. You've lost your partner. You've lost your health. Everything's gone. And you're meant to carry on. Do you think you could do it? If you can, then you're a better person than I am. Okay, but I did try. I did try to do it. But, you know, imagine all that at once. It's not like a few things, it's everything. And I'm not telling you this because I want you to feel sorry for me. I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I'm telling you it because there's no one else to tell you. When I'm gone, no one else will tell you. You won't know. You'll just think that I gave up. And I didn't just give up. I tried and I couldn't do it. And the alternative was to put myself through the most horrendous, every day, the pain, the loneliness, the sadness. It's just, every day gets worse. It gets worse and it gets worse. It's not going anywhere. So I have to go somewhere. And hopefully now I am somewhere. Not the physical me, the essence of me. I'm just going to say a few more things. I really do believe, well, not believe, because I don't like to believe, because that makes it sort of solid. It's sort of, I don't like to carve things in stone that solidly, but I have a feeling that people say that we choose our parents when we come into this life, if you want to believe in that, or have any sort of inkling that that's how it works, that we choose our parents when we come into this life. Perhaps they choose us because they need to learn something from us. Maybe. And I think it's the same with people that you meet, that are around you, that were supposedly friends or acquaintances or whatever. I think they're given opportunities through you to step up, to to be bigger than themselves, to put themselves aside and to do something. And you kind of provide that opportunity for them to show some empathy. And maybe those things help enable the people around us to learn how to be bigger than themselves, to be aware of their oneness with all beings, to be living kindness and compassion. I think perhaps sometimes the things that we go through offer them the opportunity to do that. And I have to say, I think you know what I'm going to say, but I don't really feel like the people around me, with very few exceptions, have, and you all know who you are, have done that. They will not put themselves aside. They are too busy. And everybody is too busy. Everybody has their own lives, especially by this time of their lives, at this sort of age that I am and my contemporaries. You know, they have their own lives, they have their own illnesses, they have their own worries with their own families, blah, 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 but they are busy. And you come somewhere down the list, even when you're in crisis, and that's fair enough. It's just how it is. But it's a sad world that's how it is, that we're forced to be that overwhelmed by circumstances. Anyway, let's just shut up, person outside, please. I'm just going to say this is a new slideshow, and I hope that it's been a bit interesting. We might be interrupted by people outside making a noise now, so I might have to switch off and start again because there are people going by. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to stop there and just make a second part, okay? Otherwise I'm going to end up getting distracted. Okay, bye.